Back here on Hawk Sports Talk, we'll now sit down with the freshman forward and Cassidy Bundy out of Montville, Connecticut, and started the season off not being able to play, weren't healthy, and now you're finally able to contribute. How gratifying is it to now finally be playing basketball again?
It's amazing. I think about it every day at practice. Actually, and it felt like it took so long for me to get to this point. And me and coach actually had a conversation about me redshirting because we didn't know when I would be back. And I came back earlier than expected from my illness or whatever. So it's really nice that I'm able to help the team during conference play and actually be effective at this point so early on.
How difficult was it battling back from your health setback? You weren't injured. It's not like you had an injury with a ligament or whatever it is that's been kind of plaguing this team, but it was a health reason. So, how difficult was it to get yourself healthy and get back to 100%?
It was actually really hard. It took at least a month, and I couldn't practice or anything, so that was really hard. And then coming back into the swing of things where everyone had the plays down and girls were kind of in the swing of playing together, I kind of had to put myself in the middle of that and catch up to everyone, so that was difficult. But coming back from my illness, health-wise, I think that was the hardest part, was trying not to get frustrated and take my time getting healthy.
We're here on Hawk Sports Talk, sitting down with the freshman forward and Cassidy Bundy out of Montville, Connecticut. And I guess coming into this season as a freshman, you're never guaranteed playing time. So how do you set your mind in regards to finding a way to contribute, whether it's from the bench, whether it's in practice, and then when you finally do get your number called to contribute, via playing time physically, what was your mindset coming into that, preparing yourself, knowing that you're dealing with your health, and then once you got that situated, getting and contributing to this team?
Well, when I wasn't actually playing, I'm a huge talker, so...
Really? No.
Yeah. Love to talk, you know that. So I knew that my voice could still be heard and I can help my teammates by talking, encouraging them on the bench. But when I actually was able to start playing, I still carried my voice onto the court and just talked to my teammates through that, and they would talk to me back. So it was kind of beneficial for myself and the girls on the floor because we were able to communicate with each other. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I can help bring to the team when I'm on the floor is the communication piece and how we can stay kind of linked in with each other by talking and staying together.
I always like asking, whether it's a freshman or who, just in general, the recruiting process, choosing the University of Hartford. I remember, my college days, I was getting recruited to play football, and then I decided that wasn't for me. But picking college it's a big deal. It's one of your major decisions in your life. So take us back to that time for the recruiting process. What made you choose the University of Hartford?
Hands down, the reason that I came here was because of the coaching staff. Coach Mick, while he was still here, he was a huge help in the recruiting process, and he really stayed in touch with me and Jackie and Sully and Coach Riz. I would always get phone calls from them. So right from the jump, I felt really connected with the coaches and they cared. And then when I came on my official, the team kind of it was in their hands now to show me how it is to be a part of the Hartford family. And after my official, I would come up and come over to games and sleep over with the team. It wasn't on an official or anything, but I would just stay overnight because they were so welcoming and everything was just so comfortable. So it felt like I was already in the family before I even decided that I wanted to go here. And it was even if I didn't want to go here, I would still have those relationships with the girls, even if I went to a different school.
We're here on Hawk Sports Talk, sitting down with the freshman forward and Cassidy Bundy out of Montville, Connecticut. And Nakia Smith is from Montville, Connecticut. She was a standout. Not to say that you need to fill her shoes, but what's the relationship with you and Nakia Smith?
She actually played basketball with my older sister, and my older sister was horrible at basketball. So every time they would play against each other, yeah, it's threw under there. But every time they would play against each other, Nakia would talk to me and my sister, and she was always this was before I started playing basketball. And she's yeah, you should really look into it because Simone is so horrible, and we would joke about it. But she's one of the reasons that I actually started to take basketball more seriously, and she was kind of a role model. She was from the area, and she was such a great basketball player that I looked up to her. So going into high school, I knew that at the high school level, I had to fill her shoes coming in as a center. And she helped with the recruiting process as well. She only had great things to say about Hartford. So that was a big influence on my choice here as well. But I look up to her definitely, and I still do because she's just full of she has the hidden gems of Hartford because she went here. She's an alumni. So when I have any questions, she helps me, and she's like a big part of this whole relationship that I've built with Hartford.
You're very much a talker. That's why I'm attracted to you, and very bubbly, and you can just talk to anybody. You talk to a wall. We both can talk to a wall and be happy. But what is it about your bubbly personality that actually can help you on and off the court?
Like I said before, it's really just the talking piece. So like when I'm confused, I'll talk on the court and say something, and it's probably wrong, but they talk to me back. So like that's how it helps me. Like they're like trying to like help me. So like when I'm screaming and yelling the wrong thing, they like, all right, no, Cassidy, that's not right. So like it's me calling out to my teammates that I need help when I'm talking on the floor. But I like to bring like a lot of energy, and like I want to have that energy like transpire onto the court and onto my teammates and kind of get in the opponent's head because it's annoying. I mean, someone's yelling in your ear for 40 minutes.
We appreciate the time. It's good to see you back on the court.
Thank you.
That's the freshman forward from Montville, Connecticut, and Cassidy Bundy.